I had to do something physically to manifest my anger because I'm so frustrated with the coward position of the EU and with the mullahs who are dictating the lives of these women, killing them, abusing them, trying to control them. Enough now, enough with that.
Now, women across the globe have been posting videos of themselves cutting their hair in solidarity with the women of Iran. It follows nationwide protests in the Middle Eastern country, including by many women and girls, after 22-year-old Masa Amini died last month while in the custody of the morality police. Earlier this week, the Swedish MEP Abir Sahlani cut her hair whilst making a speech in the European Parliament and hit out at old and tired world leaders for not supporting Iranian women. Abir joins me now. First of all, thank you for joining us. Can you explain why exactly you chose to cut your hair while you were at the lectern making a speech?
Thank you for having me. I'm so tired of this mumbling and the press releases that are considering this and that and that. I'm very tired of it. The women in Iran are protesting, screaming, women, life, freedom at the top of their voices, paying the ultimate price for their freedom with their lives. And still in the chamber of democracy with the world's only union of democracies, we do not being able to meet that courage of these women and say it out loud that it is a feministic revolution that is going on. Still, Joseph Borrell, the highest representative for foreign affairs, is describing it as peaceful protests. And for me, that it was, the drop that got me there. And I had to do something physically to manifest my anger because I'm so frustrated with the coward position of the EU and with the mullahs who are dictating the lives of these women, killing them, abusing them, trying to control them. Enough now, enough with that.
I think people listening to you at home might be a little bit puzzled because they're thinking that the women in Iran are cutting their hair, yes, to make a point, but because they feel that is the only way they've got to make that point. And people around the world feel as if that statement is the one way they can do it. But they look at you and you're sitting in the European Parliament. You're an elected parliamentarian. You're part of a body that could do something. And they see you feeling that your only option is to cut your hair as well. When you should. There should be resolutions that are being written. There should be, more sanctions that are put in the regime. I mean, what is it that more that can be done that the European Parliament could be a vehicle to help happen?
Well, I am convinced that without me cutting my hair, the resolution that was adopted the day after that debate would have been more watered out than it was already. This is the first thing. The second thing is that I know that when Putin decided to start his aggressive war on Ukraine, all the EU member states gathered and had a unified position. And this is exactly what Joseph Borrell should be doing. He should be asking all foreign ministers within the EU to meet and to have a common position on the issue, to meet and decide upon very concrete actions that we can take together, for example, to facilitate for European internet company to provide Iranians with internet connection, so they can actually describe the reality that they are living. Today, we are getting reports only from the mullahs and the reality that they and the narrative they want to give us, not the peoples of Iran, not the women who are protesting. And thirdly, I am elected member of the parliament. I do represent the citizens of the EU. And this is what I know have been asked of me to show in concrete action. How can we echo the voices of these Iranian women protesting for their freedom, paying the ultimate price with their lives in the chamber of the European Parliament? And that was what I decided that I have to do, to show with a concrete action. And honestly, this is the least thing I can do, is cut off my hair.
And in terms of concrete action, you mentioned there that you want European internet connections to help give Iranians their own voice, because you're only hearing from the mullahs. But in terms of national and international actions that can occur, what else do you want to see?
To be honest, I would love for the UN to, just for once, in modern history to take its responsibility to protect the civilians from the oppressors. The UN has become a very fat old body that is not functioning in the serving of the people. It's functioning only for the serving of the governments and the states, not for our global citizens, not for the people of this globe. And it is time to act. It is time for the UN to, put its act together and be a representative and a protector of us human beings.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us. That's the Swedish MEP there, Abir Al-Sahlani.